Hello and welcome to Dash Force News. And today I actually have a special guest. And would you like to say hi, Michael?
Hi guys, my name is Michael, and hi Mark. Thanks for inviting me on.
Excellent. So for those of you that actually follow Dash Force News, a few weeks back you might have seen an article that I published about Dash Force China. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to introduce Michael to the Dash community so you can all know who he is and a bit more about Dash Force News. And I thought, who better to tell you than Michael himself? So Michael, let's start off from the beginning. So can you tell me a bit about yourself?
All right. So my name is Michael, and I live in Hong Kong, and I'm Chinese/Canadian, and I'm actually a very, very big crypto enthusiast. So I loved cryptocurrency, and I got into cryptocurrency when I was pretty much in school in 2012, actually. And I've been here for a while. I have my own channel as well. So it's boxmining.com and on YouTube/boxmining. And I do a lot of cryptocurrency videos. And I was doing a lot of videos on Dash. And that's when Mark found me. He's like, hey, why don't we work together to do videos for China? Because we saw China as a huge, huge opportunity, but it's very, very underdeveloped in terms of just knowing what Dash is in China. And I felt this is where I can lend my talents, where I can try to explain to the Chinese community, what is Dash and what makes Dash so special.
Yes, if you've not seen Michael before, he has a very popular YouTube channel and he's very knowledgeable on lots of cryptocurrencies, and I actually have learned a lot from him myself.
Okay.
But just for the Dash community to know a little bit more about you, when did you first learn about Dash? Can you remember when was that?
So I think it's early on, not that early on, actually, probably last year. So I got started with Bitcoin, of course. I think a lot of people in the community got started with Bitcoin. You first learn about cryptocurrency via the biggest cryptocurrency out there. And then you start realizing, oh no, Bitcoin has crazy transaction fees. I was doing mining and I got daily payouts, and their transaction fees were phenomenal. I mean, they're up to like $5, $6 because of just how much transaction information there is. And I was just looking for something that's cheaper, if you can think about it. So that's when I discovered Dash. So Dash has some really important features I'm looking for, which is cheap transactions, instant transactions, and private transactions. So what more can we really ask for out of a cryptocurrency, right? So this is the first really good project that I felt that can satisfy my needs. And also, just to make things better, of course, the community of Dash is crazy. I mean, if you look at it, I was watching Amanda's channel way back when it was about general cryptocurrency in general, and I followed her, and I was like, "Wow, hey, Amanda's working for Dash. This is something that's really huge." So that's how I learned about Dash, and that's how I got, quite interested in Dash.
Yeah. So, is there anything else in particular that you like about Dash? Because obviously you've done a lot of research into Dash and you're quite knowledgeable on it already. So what are your favorite features of Dash?
And I think one of the biggest things I've also talked about this in my channel as well is community. So if you really think about it, with cryptocurrencies and with growing cryptocurrencies, you really want to push for adoption. But if you want to go for adoption, you can go the expensive route and just pay Google ads or Facebook ads and just keep pumping that out. But that's not going to be efficient. But the next best thing, or the even better thing, is to build a community. Once you build a community that's really, really pushing Dash, then it's good. And I think that's one thing that Dash has really developed and has really attracted me to it, which is a really well-established community right now. If you look at the community on, just even for Dash Force, communities growing on communities. That's how awesome Dash is right now. So that was what really got me excited with Dash. It's just that the ability to fund community projects and the fact that community projects are going at a very, very well rate right now. It's really growing. And that's really exciting for me.
It's okay. Fantastic answer. So what can people expect from Dash Force China? What is Dash Force China?
So Dash Force China is our attempt to try to kind of find different ways to teach the communities in China about cryptocurrency Dash. So if you think about it, Bitcoin is huge in China. Bitcoin, Litecoin, but there's also some opposition as well. If you think about it, there's these huge mining companies in China, and they dominate the news. There's Bitmain out there, the biggest mining company out there, and there's a lot of commercial interest just to push Bitcoin and Litecoin. That's it. And I think the Chinese community, they're hungry for cryptocurrency, and I think we need to find different ways to kind of reach out to them. And Dash Force News will provide this way, because we can both approach it from an official angle and a non-official, kind of more personal, down to like a non-commercial level approach to it. So I think this is where we can come in and really help Dash adoption in China.
Yes. And I think it's kind of important for the community to understand, and I think you're probably in the best position to answer this, but why is China international outreach so different from other countries? Why is the approach different with China?
So there's two reasons, and they're quite different. So first reason is that China is actually quite inaccessible in terms of their internet. There is something called the Great Firewall of China, which basically blocks all external communication. Well, it doesn't block it. It does something very annoying, which is it blocks it sometimes. I think that's the biggest, weirdest thing about this Chinese firewall, is that just randomly when it gets overloaded, it blocks communication and you can't access. So with that comes difficulties reaching Dash Force, the official website, and also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are completely blocked in China. You cannot access Facebook in China, or Instagram, or YouTube for that matter. So it has a completely different kind of social media system in China. There's a whole different ecosystem there. So just in terms of technology, they're completely different. They use Chinese homebred versions of everything. You have, your Weibo, which is your Twitter, and you have your Youku, which is your YouTube. So just that their whole system is different. Okay, well, you think, okay, maybe we can just upload our videos over. So that comes to the second problem, which is the culture. So not only is the language different, but from deep down inside, the culture is very different. They value very, very different things. You think about it, China has, they have a very unique culture, and they love the way the culture is. And from my past experience, I made video games, and not only do we have to localize in terms of language, we have to completely change the gameplay. And that's just the exact same thing with our strategy in China. You can't just rely on just videos explaining deep concepts to the Chinese market. You got to make it exciting for the Chinese. You got to have fast cuts and different effects to make people interested. If you watch a Chinese TV show, you'll realize it's completely different from Western TV shows, and their complete culture is completely different. And that's how you reach them. You adapt to their culture, and you adapt to what they want to see, and that's how you get to them.
Excellent. Yes, and yet China's such a huge market as well, controlling, I think it's over 60% of just the Bitcoin market itself. So it's very important. So what do you hope to achieve with Dash Force China? What's the goal here?
So the long-term goal, of course, is to actually take Dash to the top 5 at the very least on China. If you look at the news and stuff, Dash is really stuck in the bottom. And I really want to take it up there. And of course, we need to take it to a state where we can actually bring Dash to the exchanges in China. And that's actually extremely important. And I think that's one of the biggest goals, to just let Dash get known and get adopted in China. And of course, that's going to be quite a very, very interesting process, because as we know, the Chinese market is extremely hard to reach. And we're going to have this kind of very interesting and creative plan to try to get into China with the lowest cost possible as well, to growing a community in China. So I want to see a growth in the community, and with this community, I want to see Dash starting to get adopted in China.
Fantastic. So how can people in the Dash community contact you, get hold of you?
Oh, that's really simple. I'm actually always on the Dash Force Slack, so you can find me on Slack. You can also find me kind of directly. I have a YouTube channel as well, and then I think I'll definitely put an email up as well once I get one from Dash Force. So yes, those are the 3 ways of reaching me.
Yeah, I'll make a note to add that in the video description, and in the article itself, I'll add that as well. Okay, well, we'll keep it short and sweet. I hope the community now has a better understanding, a bit more insight into what Dashforce China is about. It is just starting now, so it's just launching. And as Dashforce is always transparent in all its efforts and all the projects that we do, I will be releasing monthly reports, just as I do with the web stats for the webmaster reports for Dashforce News. So there'll be a lot more to learn about. So all the content, documentation, I'll issue that on a monthly basis on the Dash forums. So I really hope you've enjoyed this interview from Michael. I would definitely like to see a lot more, because China is a very complex market in terms of regulations and all sorts. Me and Michael could talk about this for hours. So if you are interested in this and you'd like to hear more, please comment either on the article or this YouTube video.
Yeah, comment below. I think that's the best way to do it. Comment below and contact me directly. I'm on Slack. So
definitely. And yeah, let's help grow the channel. Let's get the message out there. So please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, and we'll try to deliver that. So thank you, Michael, for taking some time out to talk to me, and we will hopefully see more of you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. If you guys like this video, of course, do remember to like it. If you want to see more of me, comment below. If you don't want to see more of me, comment below as well. This should be super fun. So thank you, Mark, for inviting me, and I hope to see you guys more in the future.
Yeah, I'm super excited about Dashforce China, and we're both pumped to go. So if you guys would like to see Michael, perhaps in the future, Free Amigos podcast on the Friday, let us know in the comments below, and we'll try and make that happen. But for now, we'll leave it there. So
awesome.
Stay dashy, and I'll see you on the other side.
See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.